guys, this is a very special episode of Beautiful Boys Podcast. Long awaited. Probably, I've been waiting my entire life, actually, for this episode. Before I even knew I was going to have several podcasts. Yeah. I'm interviewing my father, Kevin Cannon. It's an episode of just a one-on-one, me and him, talking it out. And if you've been following me for a while, you know that this is... you probably can't believe it. I can't believe it. I can't believe we're in the place in our relationship that this is, happening, that we're okay with it, that we, it's just cool. It's a good moment, and I'm excited for you guys to listen, and I hope contextually it makes sense.
Hot.
Yeah. Hot coffee, that's right. You probably just touched my cup and scalded, so while I'm making amends... Hot coffee! And it's my son's birthday party today. So it's a dad-orific day on the Beautiful Boys Podcast. What a time to be alive, folks. And I hope you enjoy. Andy will be back. Andy will be back. Don't read into it. I think I say that again in the actual episode, which probably will make a lot of you read into it. But he'll be back. We'll see you next week. Welcome, everybody, to a new episode of Beautiful Boys. Again, our back-to-back Andy-less episode. This is not anything that is, don't read into it. Andy's just away. We haven't seen him. We have no idea. He's in a third world country, I'm sure, breastfeeding some kids. But he will be back next week, and we are looking forward to hearing his tales of travel and woe. But this is a special episode. Special episode, maybe the most beautiful boyest episode of all time. We have my father, Kevin Cannon, as a guest. How you doing?
So good I can't stand it.
This is exciting because, this is modern day show business. You were in show business during its heyday, may I say. Late 1970s into the 80s, New York City. Bartending, auditioning, etc. Now you're on my deck with a phone and a recording device right down there. What do you think? How do you think show business has evolved?
I wish I was involved anymore because it's accessible to anyone. But because it's accessible to anyone, the quality is somewhat shatteen.
Yeah, no, 100%. And also, you are in show business because I get sent stills from your commercial still to this day. So my dad was on Beyond Your Prime Tinder, the commercial. What was it called? Our Time.
Our
Time. That's right. Yeah. It's the geriatric Tinder. You swipe right and hope to God they're still breathing by the time they match. But that commercial runs.
Yeah.
Still.
That's a damn shame because I don't get renewals.
It was just a buyout.
Yeah, it was a buyout.
No, of course. Well, Mike Feeney and I, former co-host, we did a commercial for a pants company. It was like pants with sewn-in underwear. And they were like, don't worry, we'll pay you this. It's only for social media. And then we caught them airing it on TV. So we had to circle back so we weren't in breach of union rules.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah. So this is an exciting episode. This is a parenting podcast. Andy and I are both dads, as you know I am. I don't know if you've met Andy.
No, I don't think I have.
He's a lovely guy. I think politically you couldn't be further aligned. But he's
further aligned?
Further apart, I should say.
Okay.
Further apart. He's a lovely fella, hilarious comedian, and a great dad. He has a young, about to be 3-year-old. My oldest son, Crew, as we're recording, is turned 7 today. This is his birthday.
And tomorrow we have a pool party.
That's right. The luckiest kid on earth because I was thinking about this. Did you have birthday parties growing up? You were one of 8 kids.
One of 8, yeah, but we celebrated birthdays.
Yeah, like a backyard thing?
No, sometimes.
Yeah.
Rarely. But we would have a cake.
Yeah.
But we were never wanting for anything.
Yeah.
But not like Crew. This is an extravaganza.
It's another level for sure.
Yeah.
I never had parties like this, and I didn't. Not in the way that I never yearned for it either.
Right.
I think we pretty much had low key either family with some friends or the the most like birthday party thing I can remember is we went and saw Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 with like a couple kids. And then we came home and just karate chopped each other for like 4 hours while you guys were like, please stop, please stop.
Yeah.
You're going to end up in the hospital.
Yeah. That was a trip. I remember you loved Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that explicitly.
Can I prompt you for a story? Because I have, and then I want to interview you about certain things, but this reminds me, my love of Ninja Turtles translated obviously into a love of karate or just combat sports. And I thought this one time, I was being signed up for karate, but there must have been a miscommunication because you guys signed me up for tap dancing instead.
I have no memory of that.
You have no memory of that?
No.
That's hilarious because Curtis, our cousin, and the entire family was here visiting, and that was during my first class. And you trying to get me out of the house was literally a nightmare. Is it jogging your memory?
That was insidious. I can't believe I would do that. That's like my father promising me a short on the sides and in the back and whispering to the barber, shave it off. I'm sorry, Michael. I apologize.
Isn't that fun? That's classic, like Levittown, Long Island. You know, the kids would go with they're like, okay, this is how I want my hair to look. And your dad would be like, perfect. And then he'd tell the guy to literally shave the entire thing.
That's what happened.
That's old school Irish right there. Don't even consider
that
feelings.
Ruined my trust for anyone
sure
ever again.
So tap dancing. And I remember the line you said because it was hilarious, but you brought me back after that, and I was so untenable at the class that you just removed me, and you said it was like bringing a Wolverine on PCP to a dog show.
How old were you?
I was 6, probably, maybe 4,
okay.
but probably 6. If I was in the prime of playing with Curtis, cousin Curtis, a lot, like everybody was there. And I think it was just one of those things.
Right. Well, just think if you followed through, you could have been another Ben Vereen or something. You know?
Who's Ben Vereen?
Never mind. Very good tap dancer.
See, I was the tap dancing got cool for a minute, and I think that's where my interest went because Stomp. Remember that? And that was before the guy was on Sesame Street. That tap dancer,
right.
And he had dreadlocks, and I remember being like, that's the coolest guy I've ever seen in my entire life. So that's probably where the miscommunication came into play.
Okay, that's a good excuse.
So I think I've talked about it a little bit, and I actually haven't talked to you at length about it, but I kind of want to learn about what it was like being an actor in New York City at the time you were, because you were a young guy living in the prime of New York.
Yeah.
What years did you were done with college and then you were living out there?
77. I graduated college, and I managed to hook up with an apartment on Barrow Street in the Village, with and I believed in manifestation. And I tried to manifest an apartment for $150 a month. Even then, it was ridiculous.
Yeah.
A ridiculous request. But I put it out to the universe, and I got this apartment on Barrow Street at $170 a month. Rent stabilized. So
if you hear those faint sounds of shotguns, those were people that are listening that are paying $4,700 for a bedroom in the West Village.
I know. But anyway, I stayed in that apartment for about 13 years. But, I worked as a bartender.
Yeah.
As many actors tend to do.
Mm-hmm.
And
where were you? Where did you work at a bunch of different places? Because I remember visiting one, and I ratted you out to Mom. Do you remember that? Because we went and visited your work.
You said something about he put his arms around a girl. Or
I said there was a pretty girl talking to Dad at the bar, and I got to tell you, I didn't care for it, Mom. And she's like, I really appreciate that, Michael. Kevin, who the hell was she?
I remember that, and I was like, you son of a bitch. But, I worked at a lot of Village bars. The first bar I worked at was a disco called Adam's Apple.
Mm-hmm. Was it a gay bar? or a trans bar?
No, it was just during the time of Saturday Night Fever.
Okay.
And
pop that closer just to make sure that we're... Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, it was at the time of Saturday Night Fever. That was my first job in the city. I told him, like, I never tended bar before, but he was looking to hire, manly men.
Yeah.
So...
manly men. They're like, sir.
Yeah, I was a manly man.
You're an actor.
Yeah. I can act like a manly man. So, I got the job. So, and it was a disco, and the dance floors. I remember the dance floors were suspended above the bar, like. And the girls used to wear skirts, and they would do the hustle, and I would be pouring whiskey all over the place.
Heavy pours for everybody.
It was.
Wait, so they had like the birdcage, like kind of go-go dancing stages, or it was like a full dance floor?
No, 2 dance floors suspended.
Oh wow.
It was very strange. You would think it was dangerous.
Yeah, it probably was.
But
That's
maybe
the reason why there's so many codes now.
Yeah. But and it was a jungle theme. All silk flowers, and it was really crazy. I thought I had arrived.
Yeah, of course you did. How could you not at that time of New York?
Just like I pictured it. Skyscrapers and everything. Because I came from Levittown, Long Island, having recently graduated from Hofstra University, and got that apartment. And
were all of your friends at home still? Like they were still living on Long Island?
Most of my friends lived on Long Island.
So did they immediately think you were like this elitist, like fruit bag, or were they excited that you were kind of trying to make moves?
I don't know, or I don't care what they thought, because I came from a long line of dirtbags.
Yeah.
In terms of, I'd hang out and smoke pot with these guys.
Yeah.
And drink. So, and that's another story.
Yeah.
But so I came to the city, and I made new friends, basically. And
well, that must have been so sorry to cut you off, but I'm just interested about this because Levittown is such a culturally a different place than Manhattan, the West Village especially, and then also what you're entering, which is like an artistic venture. So you're like, I assume you didn't grow up with a ton of gay kids, or at least out gay kids on Long Island, and then all of a sudden you're in the West Village, in acting and stuff.
Let me be accurate. I went to Hofstra University for theater.
Yeah.
So a lot of my friends transferred to the city out of Hofstra.
Gotcha.
So I had a new group of friends in terms of students at Hofstra.
Yeah.
So
and they were more aligned with what you were looking to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we'd audition together, and or give each other tips. Those days you'd have to buy pictures.
Yeah.
A lot of like 200, 300 pictures, and send them out. Send them out.
And you'd have to have one with you for each in-person audition,
right?
right?
Well, no, a postcard. The postcard was a small version of the picture.
Right.
So you'd carry postcards, and you'd send out pictures, and it was
an inefficient model.
Yeah, well, to say the least, it was expensive.
Yeah.
It was expensive for a bartender, too.
But isn't that funny that things just shift now? Like, so we don't have that expense. We don't have to print out pictures, but we do have to edit our own reels, put out our own promo, produce our own thing.
Right.
So it's like the money just kind of shifts direction. Granted, it sounds like you spent less, but like that must have, especially as a young kid, that must have been like, what the fuck? I got to print out 200 pictures every 2.5 months or whatever it is.
Yeah, it was crazy, and send them out.
Yeah,
postal. The postal service cost a fortune too.
Right.
So
and you're basically lighting it on fire because you never got a confirmation that they received it.
No.
So it's like a message in a bottle.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And even if they did receive it, God knows it's shoved in a drawer somewhere.
Yeah.
Or in the circular file. So it wasn't fun, and it was disheartening. You'd have to have a hell of a lot of faith. So I went to acting classes, had some success.
Yeah.
A couple of commercials, soap operas, etc. But I started having babies very quickly.
Yeah.
I met your mother at Adam's Apple.
Mm-hmm.
So
she didn't have one.
She didn't have what?
An Adam's apple.
I can't believe you have to say that shit.
You don't have to say it. I just wanted to see how quickly you'd react to that.
No, it's
what so because I've gotten her version of the story of how you guys met. How did this happen?
Well, we
and you were working.
Yeah, I was working,
Mm-hmm.
and she came with a couple of her friends, and one of the friends she was heavily endowed in the breast area, and she hung those breasts over the bar.
Yeah.
And your mother was just...
The old, can I get a drink, sir?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
And your mother was just beautiful. I made sure, I said to her, I'm in love with your friend.
Yeah.
So that's what I said. Literally, that's what I said.
To her friend who was milk mommying over the bar.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, and there was another friend, I forget her name, but I don't want to name names.
Yeah,
either.
yeah.
But so she was dancing. Your mother was dancing. Kate.
Mm-hmm.
Kate was dancing.
Yeah.
Catherine and Kathy, and I named her Kate. But anyway,
I named her Kate. I supplied her adult name.
Yeah.
So she introduced herself as Catherine?
Kathy.
Oh, okay.
Kathy.
That's so funny because then it seemed like nobody could call her that. Like then that was a name that she didn't go by anymore.
Right.
Yeah, that's funny. Maybe she never liked it.
I started calling her Kate.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, my dad called me Kate when I was little. I said, well, that suits you.
Mm-hmm.
So I called her Kate. And her family started calling her Kate.
Yeah.
Anyway, so... except her other sister, she was never mind.
I've spoken about them at length.
Have you?
I mean, on other podcasts. I've actually made it. So it's funny. I do just a break from the action real quick. You were very gracious to come on and also justifiably reluctant because, my online history of just family shit has not necessarily been the most composed. Let's put it that way. I've led with my emotion in many different ways, and I think I've come to a pretty interesting resting place now of just like I have a good perspective on things. I'm cool with the past, everything of that, and I'm really grateful for where we're at currently because I think we've slogged through some shit, and that's why I think it's cool that you've even decided to do this.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. No, I can always get the hell out of here.
You sure can. Yeah. You have no idea how to press not record, but
but I have a couple of I guess insights into what helps, and we had this discussion in the car somewhat.
Mm-hmm.
Kids. Your kids, and you're a father now.
Yeah.
So you're seeing kind of what it's like to be a father, and your education will enrich over the years when your kids get to the various stages of life.
Yeah.
But that's.
So what? Just to even get to that, so you guys meet, you at the bar. How do people even stay in touch? Like you know what I mean? Like you have landlines. Like would you go there? I don't even understand how people talk to each other.
Well, what happened was, excuse me. What happened was, I really, really hit it off with her, and I forgot. Oh, meanwhile, the well-breasted friend of hers said. And she was well drunk, and she said, he likes you.
With
your mother.
Nice, with the subtlety of a fire,
right? So we were talking and we were hitting it off. So I got busy, in the bar, and she had to leave, And I said, oh, God, I forgot to get her phone number.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot to get her phone number. So I said, oh, well, because, what am I going to do?
Right.
But she came back
Yeah.
a couple of weeks later, and I said, before we do anything else, let me have your phone number. She gave me her phone number, and
what a crazy sliding doors moment. Like, do you ever think about that stuff?
Yeah.
Is if she just didn't come back, if she went to any other bar,
Right.
because in your head you have no context for what this could be or what, and this is another good-looking girl that passed through your life. You're like, all right, you've seen a million of them.
Right.
So, but then it becomes this other thing, and with hindsight, you look back and you're like, holy shit, my entire life almost didn't happen.
Right. Fate.
Yeah.
It was fate. If I turned left instead of right, it's just that's how life is.
Mm-hmm.
So anyhow, I found out she lived up in Valley Cottage, New York.
Up here, yeah.
Yeah, I had no clue where Valley Cottage was, but I took the bus.
You did?
I took the bus to Valley Cottage.
Man.
So we dated some, and the rest is
history.
History and herstory.
Well, so now, like, let's get it. So you're auditioning. You guys get married. You live in the West Village apartment together.
Well, we lived together.
Yeah.
Before we got married.
In sin.
Yeah.
And whose parents were more pissed?
Hers.
Yeah.
And you're living with this guy.
I'm actually surprised by that. I'm surprised that your parents didn't have an equal problem, though.
Nah.
I mean, they just had too much to worry about. They have 17 of you.
Yeah. My mother was probably, not happy with it, but my father was, you go, boy.
Yeah, he's like, all right, there's one out the door.
So, but, and we ended up, I remembered how I proposed to her, and I never heard the end of this. I said, well, we might as well get married.
Was that finding out you were pregnant?
No.
Or you were just
no.
were in the spot where you're like, we might as well get married.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you were just.
Yeah. I loved her.
Yeah. Yeah.
And but it wasn't ideal to get married to a bartender.
Right.
/ actor.
Yeah.
And so we got married.
That's it. So you had that feeling. Did she ever express that though? Like worry about the future, about like how not solid acting is, or how unpredictable it can be.
Yeah. But she was a trooper for a while, but she's a smart lady, so she can read the handwriting on the wall. Especially when I was spending more time drinking.
Yeah.
And I don't drink anymore, by the way. And
yeah, no, it's good. That's part of it.
Yeah, it's a huge part of it. I worked as a bartender. Free was better than cheap.
Yeah.
And I used to drink all the time. And we, by this time, lived upstate. We renovated a house in Fort Montgomery, which is by Bear Mountain.
And West Point.
I used to, I used to drive down 50 miles to go to work.
Yeah.
And drive up more often than not, half in a bag.
Yeah. With no lights on the Palisades Parkway.
Oh, God.
I mean, that was that the Volkswagen, you were already sober at that point, right? When you hit the deer?
I don't know.
I think you must have been, because
I think I was.
That might have been, to this day, and I've been in a serious car accident, and that was a pretty scary aftermath to look at. But that, like, I remember seeing the Volkswagen and the engine being in your passenger seat. Like, I think, didn't it, like, it would have killed you. It was a really lucky.
It totaled the car.
It totaled the car, but it, like, accordioned the hood.
The deer committed suicide on my car.
Suey by Volkswagen.
Right. So, Volkswagen Golf, and, that was a shame.
Yeah.
I liked that car.
It was a nice car. But it's now considered a female car, though, so you got out just in time.
Oh, really?
A
GTI?
Volkswagen. Oh, totally. Yeah. No, it's like a Filipino nurse's car.
It identifies
That's how it
female?
identifies. It's that and a Toyota Celica are the Filipino nurse's car.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So okay, so now you're living together in the West Village. You're auditioning. Mom gets pregnant. And you're bartending at the same time. So what's health insurance look like during the first pregnancy?
None.
Yeah.
None. I have to pay for everything.
Out of pocket.
Out of pocket. Yep. It was health insurance wasn't.
You were like a stripper. I mean, you know what I mean? Kind of, in terms of just finance. Like, you handing them cash is no different than a gal in clear heels doing the same.
Right. So, but we managed. I can't believe we managed.
Yeah.
You know, I made a decent living, you know, according to the times.
Yeah, of course.
You know, but every nickel was going out. Every nickel.
Yeah.
And then Jessica, your sister, was born. And
is there a conversation like, all right, I gotta fucking like really figure out this acting thing.
Yeah.
Like, I gotta make sure that this is the right.
And in the middle of my head too. In the middle of my head.
Sorry, just making sure this is not overheating.
Okay.
Yes, go ahead.
Oh, the sun.
Yeah, the sun is starting to move, so we'll play this out by ear. My back is boiling.
Okay.
So is there a conversation like lock in? Like this is you got to take this acting shit seriously, or we got to find something else.
Right. So yeah.
How did you feel about that though? Did you feel like you were being unfairly pressured? Was it justified pressure? Did it?
No, I understood completely, but I was back on my heels because I drank and drugged.
Right.
You know, I got sober in 1989.
Yeah.
So,
the year Taylor Swift was born.
Really? That's an interesting anecdote.
What a funny, sincere... Really?
Well, I was trying to relate that to the reality.
Yeah, there's no...
Yeah.
But that's, I mean, partying especially... And, we don't have to go too deep into this, but you were in disco New York City during the purity era of cocaine.
And after hours clubs.
Yeah.
Guys that had big wads of money and no jobs.
Yeah.
It's I got through some tough scrapes.
Now, does any part of you, and I know you've been through the program, so I don't know if that enables you to look back at it even positively. I mean, it's anonymous.
Yeah, not anymore.
Sorry, nobody's ever heard of it before. But I've talked about how I've been in meetings since I was 4. I used to roll with you to the basement of a church, and then other parents figured out they could bring their kids.
Right.
Do you remember that?
Sure.
You were the first one.
Yeah?
Yeah. It was me for the first one. I remember hearing some horrific story. And then I went outside to play, and then we kept going back to that one place, and people kept bringing their kids more and more. It was like as soon as they saw you could do it, they're like, oh, okay, I don't have to find a babysitter. This is great.
Right. It's frowned upon these days.
I assume so, yeah.
But, okay, where were we?
So we're in, you're auditioning, lock-in period, you're about to have your first baby.
Yeah, well, okay, I'll tell you the story of Jessica's birth.
Yeah.
Have you heard that?
I don't think so.
Well,
the audience certainly
did we did natural childbirth. Mm-hmm. So
it's called vaginal these days. It's all natural. You're not taking a baby out of a robot.
Okay. No, but natural childbirth implies there's no drugs.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
I
so
see.
That's how I took it. Vaginal is the only way to go.
It's the only way. No,
as opposed to
we had
cesarean.
Emergency. Yeah. That's the other way.
Yeah, that's the other way. But men can't have babies. Okay, men cannot have babies.
Oh, this is great! What a fun offshoot.
And they shouldn't play in sports.
Oh, there's
female
9 of them.
Sports.
There's 9 of them. I don't think it matters.
9 too many.
Oh, you must love that that WNBA player Sophie, whatever the hell. Who's recently come out. She's like, I stand against men playing women's sports. And they're like, has that come up a lot in the WNBA? She's like, not once, but still.
Oh, all right. But, all right. That's another discussion.
Yeah.
But where were we?
You're
I killed a lot of brain cells, by the way.
Jessica's birth story.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it was shameful because I was drunk, and we went into the hospital birthing rooms. They had, nice music, whatever.
Yeah.
And I crashed in the next room, and left your mother with a nurse.
Oh my God!
By the way, I never heard the end of that.
Yeah, how could you?
And I deserved it.
Yeah.
I deserved it. So, but
and that was like still there was some time after. I mean, there was 8 years after that where you continued to booze it up.
Well, when was Jessica born?
81.
81?
Yeah.
7.
7. Yeah.
No.
8. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah. So.
Well, because I'm always interested about because I had those. I had soft rock bottoms, like where it was a rock bottom, but it didn't end my life. Like my life kind of continued on the exact same path, and therefore there was no quote unquote need to change.
Right.
And like things kind of maybe even moved so fast that I didn't have the chance to really sit with it and change. So was that what this was? This was kind of like a blip where you're like, all right, maybe I'll slow down for a bit, and then you pick it back up.
It was serious. I mean, that's a momentous occasion. How the hell do you get fucked up?
Yeah. So you still hold guilt about it?
A little bit, but I've come to terms with it.
Yeah.
But it was a tip. I hear some stories.
Yeah.
So it was a typical drunkard story. It's yeah. She was born, and then
I'm gonna move this out of the sun. Keep going.
And then even then, childcare was ridiculous.
Expensive.
Yeah, expensive. So. I remember I paid $125 a week, and I thought that was ridiculous money for, her nursery school.
That's unbelievable. Yeah, that's unbelievable. That wouldn't cover, that month wouldn't cover a week now.
Yeah. Well, a week.
Yeah.
So,
no, I'm saying that $500 a month
right.
doesn't cover a week of childcare right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I believe it. So... But, again, it was cash.
Yeah.
It was cash. And she got she had a really nice experience out of this particular place. Your mother is so conscientious. And she handled all the details.
Yeah.
But, all right. So I figured that's it. I'm not making enough money being an actor. I met a Wall Street guy at one of my bartending jobs.
Yeah.
And he said, come down, work with me. So I worked.
I mean, you are literally who they were looking for. A young, kind of brash, confident, good-looking young guy that can act and has sold himself the entire time. So they're like, dude, you would transition into this immediately.
Yeah. Well, I did.
Yeah. Well, did a lot of actors move over?
I can't say. Because that's a specialty. In those days, it was very Wolf of Wall Street-ish.
Yeah. Pump and dump.
Yeah. So I didn't know what the hell I was doing.
Right.
I just sell this 4-letter stock. Okay. And I sold that on the phone.
Yeah.
To some unsuspecting Joe out in Midwest.
Yeah.
Someone would be sitting in his living room. I used to make this joke with Frank Kenoy. Someone would be sitting in their living room, ring, ring, hi, and he'd end up off the phone owing $20,000.
I'm always amazed by that, that there are people that take a call like that and just do that. They're like, yeah, of course, I have $20,000 that I've been looking to invest.
Right.
But it comes from just a phone call.
Right.
Like that. I mean, not only is that one sales, that's a real salesman technique and ability, but that's also that has to reflect poorly on the general public. It has to. Well, anybody that takes a phone call from thin air and then dedicates.
Well, anybody who has that kind of money, presumably is either inherited it
Sure.
Was a knucklehead who inherited from wherever, or had some intelligence.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, so you have to get into his head.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's an insidious business, that was.
But let me ask you this, because this is coming from so that you saying getting into their head made me think of why I love poker so much, is because it's the same thing. It's almost like a mind reading game.
Right.
And it's kind of like it's slightly a creative exercise, like, because you're imagining their thought process and you're trying to pin them on kind of a linear thought based on who you believe they are,
right,
and their standing and how they feel about themselves and all these things. So did part of you maybe initially get even artistic fulfillment from it?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And you know, playing poker, for instance, it's. If I play poker, as an actor, I would want to influence the way you thought of me, what you thought of me. So, you know, that talent is relevant in that regard too.
Yeah. You know where I wish I had more of that? In basketball. Like, I wish I, like, showed up to the court with fucking goggles and short shorts and, like, you know, picking my wedgie and shit, so people would be like, well, this kid sucks. And then you get on the court and you're, you know, Woody Harrelson in White Men Can't Jump.
Right.
I think that there is an element of that now where, like, young white kids are kind of taking advantage of that. Like, they'll kind of go to the court and play up the doofiness, and then they're unbelievable. And I wish I had that type of acting background, or at least, you know, the idea to do that.
Well, it's the bluff.
Yeah.
The ability to bluff.
You want me to get that? I got you.
Yeah. My sciatica is worse than yours.
Yeah, it is. Well, I'm doing countless. Mobility is like all I do. Mobility exercising, because my hips are brutal.
Yeah.
So you have Jessica. You're transitioning now, or at least the opportunity is coming to potentially seek out a career. You jump into it. Are you excited about the transition? Are you resentful of it? Like, what do you think?
It's a mixture.
Yeah.
It's a mixture because, you know, I'm stuck here now. I never liked it.
Yeah.
You know, but certain aspects of it were exciting.
Yeah.
Certain aspects of it were fun, but not enough to say I'm having a wonderful time. And, you know... And then you came along.
And then the true breaker of things comes into play.
Yeah, and then we had a move.
Yeah, that was so. You were still in the city, because I remember I don't remember, but I remember we still had that apartment, but Uncle Billy lived there.
Right.
And I actually just told this story to crew the other day, is I remember staying with Uncle Billy in the Barrow Street apartment. They had blankets that separated the rooms, right? Like, it wasn't, there was no wall. It was kind of like a railroad all the way through.
Had curtains.
Curtains, that's what I meant. So...
Not blankets. You make it look like white trash.
Well, what is I mean, you know, what are those things called that you put up on the walls of college dorms? The big, like, you know, the kind of curtain, blanket, whatever that piece is. It was a lot of that. But I just told crew this story. I was, because he was like, my stomach hurts. And I was like, you know what my Uncle Billy would have done? He would have taken you to Gray's Papaya and ordered you 2 hot dogs. Because that's what he did. I remember I had like a bellyache as a 3 or 4-year-old staying at his place. And he's like, I got the cure for you. And he got me 2 Gray's Papaya. And I threw up almost immediately.
Oh, my God.
But it dawned on me recently that he just thought I was hungover. Like, he was treating it as a hangover.
3 years old?
Yeah, he just, you know, he didn't really think, but he's like, oh, what do I do when I feel shitty? I get Gray's Papaya.
Oh, maybe he just thought you were hungry.
Yeah, it could have been one of those.
I never puked on Gray's Papaya. No? I love those hot dogs.
I do too. I've thrown up from it more than once.
Oh, well, okay.
But I'll continue to go back. So I'm born. You guys are like, we got to get out of here.
Yeah.
And also, this is the Rajneeshi were kind of around back then, right?
Yeah.
In the West Village from Wild Wild Country.
Right.
So they had spread their influence from Oregon all the way to New York. Mom was telling me about that they were walking around in their garb.
Yes. Yeah, they liked very specific colors.
Orange and red and maroon.
Yeah. So, that I remember that. That impressed your mother more than it did me.
Well, she's big into kind of like, I think she was raised even more hardcore Catholic than you.
Asian mysticism.
So, yeah, she likes kind of which is why I kind of like that shit, I think.
Yeah.
And I'm into, energies and vibes, man.
Right. Right, man.
Right, man. So you have me. It ruins your life. You guys move upstate.
It doesn't ruin my life. But this time I was a very attentive father in terms of, we had natural childbirth again.
Yeah.
I was there for every minute. In fact, I caught you.
Yeah.
I caught you. Did you not know that?
I don't know if I did, actually.
Yeah. I caught you.
Nice.
And it was a wonderful thing.
Yeah.
And I was sober by sober by
85.
No?
So you still had 3 more years.
Oh yeah.
I remember a little I have weird memories from when I'm 2 years old, and I understand that is too young. Like, people say that's too young to have conscious memories, but I have full picture in my head from when I took my big wheel down the hill and skidded out at the bottom on the gravel and scraped my entire face, and I was 2 years old. And I have vivid memory of you even still bartending and coming home and not kicking me out of bed, but like moving me out of the bed from falling asleep with Mom. And then you coming home at like 4 a.m. And moving me to bed. Like, I have these actual weird memories.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, I remember that hill. That hill was death-defying.
Yeah.
And I remember Jessica schlepped you in the house all hamburgered.
In her I'm a Big Sister t-shirt,
Right.
which couldn't have been more symbolic. Truly, in the most Big Sister act of all time, picked up her blood-soaked 2-year-old brother.
Right.
Did not care about the stains or anything like that. Immediately propped me on her shoulder and took care of me. And then I remember we got those American flag rocket ship ice pops.
You remember that?
I remember that.
Oh,
yeah.
God.
I know.
Yeah, well, she took care of you.
Yeah.
And she was always very protective of you.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody, who are those?
The Falas.
The Falas.
Danny and Steven.
She beat the shit out of somebody.
Jessica has beat the shit out of multiple of my bullies. One of the most impressive was when she was in 8th grade, and when we actually moved to Rockland County, and it was our first year. I was in 4th. The biggest boy on the block, I'm not going to say his name because he's a legitimate problem, but he physically was an imposing man at 6.
What's his initials?
I'll tell you after. Remember the giant kid he had a younger brother that I taught how to rollerblade because he was his brother literally taped him to a hockey net and shot slap shots at him for fucking 30 minutes. It was like psychotic older brother shit. Oh. So this kid in particular, I remember, you guys, this is so funny. It's like, just how parenting goes and what's acceptable and what's not. He was making fun of me, and I came inside and I was really upset. And you were like, listen, I think actually Mom said this. Mom was like, listen, the next time he says something to you, say, hey, I heard you were the head of your class, the retard class.
Really?
Yeah, that was just like a thing Mom told me to say to protect her boy, which is so funny. And of course, I'm 10. So, like, he's like, shut up, Cannon. I'm like, I heard you were the head of your class. And Jessica's like, not yet. And then she beat the brakes off this kid. And he was like 5'11" in 6th grade. And Jessica's 5'2", 5'3".
Yeah.
And in the snow, she got beat the shit out of him.
Wow.
It was pretty impressive. But yeah, the Fela kids, they were, friends of the neighborhood. And we all were hanging out playing Manhunt together. But Danny, the youngest, who had, like, legitimate, like, his pupils were his entire eyeball. He was a fucking great white shark.
Right.
He was born a killing machine. And that kid, when I was 4, shoved me off of that board and into literally face first into a rock. I had no hands to brace. I just hit my head on a rock, had a hole in my head, and his mom put a paper towel and told me to run home. Like a concussed 4-year-old.
Oh my God.
He chased us with shards of glass with a gardening spade.
Wait a minute. This was the youngest kid?
Yeah, the youngest one, yeah. Well, because, I mean, God knows what happened to him. I'm sure his father put cigarettes out on his ball bag or something. Something atrocious. But, so you'll love that. I told this story the other day to crew, because I was like, could you imagine, like, not only that we did this, but I thought, we wouldn't get in trouble, is those kids I would get in 2-on-1 fights with them all the time. And we would be fist fighting and scrapping in Amy Scicciarini's yard right across the street. Right?
Those names.
I know.
Yeah.
It's like kind of it's like an acid flashback almost. And Mom would come out and get off of it, whatever. And one night, I guess it was just like, you were sick of it. And we brought a huge clear Tupperware, filled it with water, brought like 8 rolls of toilet paper, and just laced their entire house and cars with toilet paper. Do you remember that? I remember dude,
I sanctioned that?
Not only did you sanction this, you went like this. You were wearing a hat. You never wore hats. And you were like, let's go. You popped your hat backwards. I've never seen you you're like sweating and had this manic look of just like, let's go. And he had a Beretta. Remember the Chevy Beretta?
Oh, yeah.
And he called it his fucking racing car, but meanwhile it's an American-made piece of shit.
Right.
And we just hucked rolls and rolls of toilet paper at their house, and they heard the whaps on the side of their house, the foom, foom, foom. And Joan, the mom, came out, and she goes, "Clean it up, Steven, Danny, clean it up." And I know this laugh by heart from you, but you're like, laughing so hard, and we watched them just kind of like in their slippers and pajama pants pick toilet paper off the car and just have to clean up their entire yard.
You did the house and the car?
The house, the car. I mean, we were.
I was involved.
Pelted. You were the main perpetrator.
Oh my God!
It was great because it was also like Mom used to get into arguments with her all the time on the phone where she's like, "Hey, my kid fucking left your house bleeding and you don't even walk him over. We're a house away."
We used to call them the Muff Boys.
The Muff. Why did you call them that?
Because the mother was just helicoptering over.
Yeah. The Muff Boys.
Because you know what a muff is?
No, it turns out I don't. Just by your activity. I thought it was a vagina.
Something little girls put their hands in. And that's a muff.
Also quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were the Muff Boys, but not in a good way.
Why is that so funny?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay, so because I do remember Fort Montgomery. I have like 2 chapters of my child. I mean, multiple chapters, but like 2 significant settings where it's like childhood from 1 through 9 in Fort Montgomery is a very distinct time of my life. Right. And then 9 through now or 9 through high school and then all that stuff, Rockland County, that's another whole thing.
Oh, yeah. Because, this change of scene. Mm-hmm. We moved down to Blauvelt.
Yeah.
And, I was making more money, so we were able to afford a house. And, and you went to TZ or what was the elementary school?
Cottage Lane.
Cottage Lane.
Yeah.
And you played sports down here, and we forgot about the Muff Boys and the D-Max. Remember the D-Max?
Yeah, they were the best.
Well, I have a great picture of you in my brother's dump truck.
Yeah.
And Armstrong, the D-Max, the Muff Boys were all there, and it was like a crew.
Yeah, we were spreading gravel. I mean, that there's part of me that I wish I could give crew something like that, or and Luca when he becomes of age. But it's like that. I'm sure it exists. I just don't see it in my exact vicinity. But that truly close knit. 9 boys in one neighborhood.
It's like the Little Rascals.
I mean, that was you can't dream of growing up in a better way, especially me who had interest in sports immediately, and me, and those kids begrudgingly let me play, and then once they let me play, they're like, oh fuck, they're like, okay, he can definitely hang.
Right.
So it was, I keep telling crew that because
that's why you got good at sports, because you played with older boys.
Yeah. Well, and that's why crew. I told you this, but crew went to that basketball camp. The youngest grade was third. He's going into second. But the coach knows him, and he's good enough to play. And he did it. And the first 2 days were like, it was a real hill to climb. Like he came home and he's like, yo, this sucks, man. He's like, I'm getting bodied. Like, he came home and was like mushing Luca around and all that stuff because he felt like he was the little guy, and then came home and projected all of his feelings onto his little brother. But then by the end of the week, he won fucking camper of the week.
That's
great.
great.
The coach's speech at the end was like, this kid never gave up the entire week, took every single rep, did every single drill, did all the varsity kids stuff, is the youngest kid here and did not like bend or break. There's other kids here that are older bitching about the heat, and this kid is like here to work. And his friend is like pointing at crew the entire time, and I'm trying not to cry in front of all these adults. And just that bit of like hard work meets like concrete result. Right. It was such a beautiful moment.
The American way.
Yeah, well, it was. Yeah. But hard work meets results. Now it's hard work, and if you know somebody.
Well, that's always been. Yeah. Yeah. But you heard about your niece.
Yeah.
When
Jessica's daughter.
Yeah, Juniper.
Yes.
When she's 6, and she went to an audition and got a part, and she blew everybody away. So I told Jessica she's got it in her blood.
Yeah, she's there's I also just think like, I love, one of my favorite things to do as a dad is to breathe confidence into crew and into Luca. Like Luca at this point does not need it. He's just the most confident 2-year-old I've ever met in my entire life. Is literally walking into places like, hi, hey, what's up? Happy birthday. Like just saying all the things he knows. I
can't wait to see him tomorrow.
It's so funny. Like, I mean, he's speaking in full sentences, that only we can understand. Right. But he means what the fuck he's saying.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I love doing it because, like, we signed up crew for jiu-jitsu, and I think that was a massive, like, uptick in his confidence of just, like, he started out as kind of a little more withdrawn and was reluctant to kind of jump into things, and then he got comfortable being uncomfortable and had people rubbing their sweaty face in his face, and he'd have to twist them up and turn them, and he'd have to tap. So there was moments of like, not of failure, but of like, all right, this is real, like,
defeat.
Defeat. I have to bounce back from this, and it's like,
isn't that brutal?
Yeah, of course it is, but I also think it's like a brilliantly necessary thing for kids, because I think I walked around kind of afraid at certain times. I think I got into a lot of fights growing up, and even though it was, I made it out and I got through those things, it still added to like terror and anxiety and just like violence and all that shit. And so this is like one of those things where, hey man, if anything happens, you know how to handle yourself. You don't have to walk around for fear because you're trained to the point where you can defend yourself.
By the same token, use it for defense.
Well, that's what I would never in my life be like, this is something that you should go after. I was
you want to move left?
Yeah, are you feeling
or right? No, you. I mean, I see the sun on you.
Yeah, we're doing good.
How much time?
We have like 10 more minutes.
Wow.
So you have me. You're working through stockbroking, and you're doing well. Mm-hmm. And then we moved to Rockland. Well, actually, you had Chloe in Highland Falls as well.
Yeah.
Because I remember she did.
And Chloe, I made up for the birth of Jessica with Chloe and with you.
Yeah.
And,
Well, that was at home.
Yeah, home birth.
That's wild. That in 1990, ahead of mom being ahead of her time, just being like, "This is what I want to do." Hospital for the first 2, and now I'm comfortable enough to kind of do this at home with midwives and the whole thing. And I remember Jessica told me this story of when Chloe was born. They came in to wake Curtis and I because the whole family was there. It was like a big thing, and. We both had 8 pieces of gum in our mouths, fully asleep, just with a pack of gum in our mouth. And they're like, "Oh, we almost lost 2 while gaining 1."
Oh,
yeah. So what? Because I'm not having 3.
Oh, okay.
I think that
zero population growth.
Is it? Yeah. I mean, I'm good. I think we're good at 2. I think.
I don't blame you.
Yeah.
I don't blame you.
Not to say that I don't think it would be nice. Like, I think it would be nice. I just think, like, where I'm at, where we're at, where the world is at, I think we're great as a 4-top, you know? And I think that we have the perfect amount of energy and time and patience with our schedule and ability to structure things around 2 kids that I fear would fall apart with 3.
Right.
And, you know, that has to be.
Oh, it's change.
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
Was it exponentially more difficult with a 3rd person? Or, I mean, 5th person, but 3rd child?
No.
Yeah.
No, it was the same but more expensive.
Yeah.
But, you know, Chloe was, you know, plug and play.
Yeah.
You know, and she's a character. Chloe's a character.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I can't believe your mother said I want her to be named Chloe. So I was like, okay.
Yeah.
You know, but, you know, it suits her now.
It 100% suits her. I mean, the other choice, you had some fucking wacky alternatives for your children's names because I was almost Demetrius.
That was tongue in cheek.
That's hilarious that it was almost either, you know, a black track star or a Soviet general. And then Chloe was almost Scarlet.
Yeah,
because she would never stop crying. She was just beat red from crying at all times. So you're just like, all right, let's name her after her hue.
Yeah, Scarlet.
Yeah. So now that you have grown up kids, and like we said, the kind of grandkids bring everything full circle.
Right.
Like this, you know, it's just like I love watching you be a grandpa. I love watching Mom be a grandma. I love watching Nicole's parents. I mean, even, you know, Mario, my father-in-law, has completely, you know, for this time around, and I've talked about it on the show, he's now off booze, onto edibles, and onto THC seltzers. And his productivity has gone through the fucking roof.
That's surprising because
but that's an old school view of weed, because I actually think that it's a really potent ADHD medication for people. And with that, like for me, for instance, like the amount of edible that I take should be a sedative for a small pony.
Right.
But I take it and it works for me mentally. It gives me something to focus on and kind of
I can't believe you remember your act.
Yeah.
You know, because it's I smoked more pot than the average Rastafarian. So, you know, but the pot those days was like grab a leaf over there. You know what I mean? Or the basil, you know, it was
you had to smoke a lot to get stoned.
But but I loved it. I loved it. But I think it kind of did my memory no good, you know.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Listen, there's give and take with it. I'm not saying it's a perfect tool, because you know I wish there was a way I could feel like I wish there was a way I could feel like I feel on weed while it not having an effect on my tiredness. Like that's you know, the energy thing is the most difficult thing to kind of delegate throughout my day, because it's either do I want to be wound tight and slightly manic, or do I want to be a little bit of a low hum, but I'm fighting off a nap for the majority of the day.
Can you choose a different flavor?
Yeah, I've dabbled in different types, and certain things have better effect than the others. But it's I don't know even know what my point was for this.
Because you smoke pot.
Yeah. Fair enough. It apparently does have quite the impact on my memory.
No, it's that's a surprise, and I wanted to tell the story.
Yeah.
Just really quickly about us driving out to visit Jessica, or where were we driving?
Yeah, we were going to Indiana to pick Jessica up.
And you were listening to rap music.
Do you remember the album? I can't believe you don't remember the album.
Yeah. Well, wait a minute. It was the Eminem, right?
Eminem was on it, for sure.
Yeah.
But it was Dr. Dre 2001.
Oh.
So it was his comeback album. And the theme of the entire album was smoking weed, beating the brakes off women, and getting your dick sucked. Like, that's the whole, I mean, it's like the whole album. It's so crazy. And then I am like vibing to it. Like and you justifiably were like kind of looking at me like, you relate to this, huh? This is speaking to the way you'd like to live your life.
No, but I was going to tell the story about I would change it to a rock station. And you would change it back to rap.
That's right.
Rock, rap, rock. And do you remember I wrote a song?
I sure do. You don't have it memorized, do you?
I have a couple.
This might be problematic for 2026.
I'll forget it.
So I'll finish at home without doing any of the lyrics because I do want you to maintain employment wherever you're currently at. But in a hilarious.
It wasn't bad.
There had some
My son Mike said I don't have a prayer trying to write a rap song without nappy hair.
There's one.
I'll tell you one thing, like I told my oldest daughter, my rhymes can ring like a white guy over 40. And nappy, come on.
No, I know. I was just that's a Don Imus thing, but it's very funny because the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Where it's like that was in response to me making you listen to rap.
Right.
Crew will be like, turn down the music, like whenever we pull up to his bus stop, and of course I turn it up, put down the windows, and start doing like a choreographed dance, and he's like, Dad, stop it! What are you doing? And I'm just like, there's just a compulsion, I guess, with fathers, maybe canon fathers. I don't know if this spans beyond, but to just make fun and humiliate slightly. It's just a thing that you pass.
Not humiliate.
Well, at the time, though, in the same way that young love means everything to a 13-year-old, but inevitably means nothing.
Right.
It is humiliation.
Embarrassment is humiliation.
Yeah. It doesn't mean that it's going to stay that way forever. You'll eventually look back on it with fondness.
Right.
I think that's like the one thing that I've learned from life is living in the moment is great, but also perspective is great as well. And sometimes to zoom out and to look back on things that you once thought were, either a nightmare or funny or whatever can take a different shape.
Right.
Later on in life. Yeah.
You thought it was so important.
Yeah.
And it's like, nah.
No, and I think when it comes to us, and our relationship and the evolution of it, I've gained more empathy, of course, from being a parent. I've gained more understanding from getting older. I've gained more understanding from staying in the career I'm in. So it's and just seeing what you must have gone through early on, because we're not now we are, but we weren't sharers.
Right.
Our family is not a big sharing
emotion. Shut up and
keep it pushing.
Yeah, it's Irish.
Right, but now it feels like you and I have had more real conversations, or at least conversations about these things than we ever have.
Let me tell you, I admire the hell out of you. You got balls to pursue what you're pursuing, and you got stand-up comedy, stand-upness to I'm going to do that every single day. Just the fact that you're having a conversation on your deck with me about whatever is in the pursuit of what you're doing.
Yeah.
And I admire that.
I appreciate it. Well, and also the pursuit of what I'm doing is that, I've realized that it is this. It's the full circle. Like, everything that I do has some sort of emotional tone to it and has some sort of grip into my life. Like my last special, Chloe did the music for it. Jessica sang a part with it. Like, I want to bring in family, and this next thing I'm filming at the Rockland GAA. And I'm going to interview my ex-teammates and family and my coaches and all this stuff, because I've been redrawn back to my roots, and I want to make not that I fucked anything up, but I want to make sure that everybody knows that I'm appreciative for the help that I've gotten, the support that I've gotten, and just whatever has attributed or contributed to me becoming who I am right now, which I'm the happiest with myself at this point in my life. And all my art is meant to kind of encapsulate that in some way.
Well, that is your art.
Yeah.
You know, it's
I know I'm a comic though. I can't say art without giving
without
shitting on
puking
myself
a little in your mouth.
Well, I think this is the first of many podcasts. I think you're going to be a guest again. I would like to get into even more. I think this was a good kind of like chapter 1.
Okay.
We got into the birthing stories of the family and a little bit into your background.
Can I have my $2?
You can absolutely. I have a $2 bill from you, actually, that I saved from Grandpa. I think I do.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Grandpa used to give me $2 bills all the time.
Yeah.
I think it was him calling me gay. But
No.
no, I'm kidding.
All right.
But you have anything to promote?
No, tomorrow's party. Come one, come all.
Come one, come all to the biggest event in 7-year-old history.
Yeah.
God, there's going to be so many people there. I can't believe it. But thank you very much, everybody. Andy will be back next week. This was a very special episode of Beautiful Boys.
Bye.